Episode 6 of Ted Lasso is titled Two Aces. When Jamie refuses to train, Ted turns to talented new signing Danny, and the team is struck by an old age curse. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Movie Files. Elliot back again with my weekly recap and review of the latest episode of Apple TV Plus Ted Lasso, Episode 6, titled Two Aces. Very excited to let you all know what I thought about this episode and break it all down in this spoiler discussion. Before we dive into it, as you all can see on the screen now, make sure you're following me on all my other social media accounts. That way you can stay up to date with what's going on over here at Movie Files. If you are new to this channel, welcome, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new videos. Give this video a thumbs up, helps out the channel, but I also really appreciate it. And in the comments below, let me know what you all thought about Two Aces, some of your favorite moments. And also, this is an emotional episode. Let me know if you guys got a little emotional with this episode. Let me know your comments in the comment section below. So, first and foremost, this was another solid episode. We're literally 6 episodes into the show, and I have yet to see an episode that I have not enjoyed on a comedy entertainment level, nor on an emotional and drama moments. I think this show has just been a home run through and through, and I really enjoyed this episode, Two Aces. First and foremost, just starting off with the positives. Even though this show is filled with laughs, it's entertaining, I love the characters, I got some really good jokes, but I love that this show decided to take the emotional impact of what Ted Lasso decided to do with his wife last week and carry it over to the opening of this episode. We see from the very beginning that he's still upset about his wife. He's out of whack. He's late to practice. He's getting lost walking to practice. He's, putting on his sweater backwards. He's talking to Nate, talking to Coach Beard, and He's flustered. He is confused about everything that's going on. So I love that the show is, again, it's funny as hell. It's a great comedy. It's a good time. It's not too down and drowny, but it's good to know that these characters have emotion. I think as I compared very early on to the show to The Office in regarding to Ted Lasso, it reminded me a little bit of Michael Scott. What I loved about The Office, which is one of my favorite sitcoms and probably my favorite funny sitcom of all time, it's not that it was just funny, which it is funny as hell, but it was the characters. You cared about Michael, you cared about Dwight, you cared about Jim, Pam, and everyone in the office. So I love that the show is really relying on its comedy beats, but you care about these characters, and I like how they start that off with that emotional beat. But as we know, this show is hilarious. So as we kind of transition, we see Jamie. We find out very early on, and this is the first time I'm hearing this. Let me know if you guys heard of this earlier in the season, but Jamie's a loner player. He is not originally supposed to be on this team. He got kind of traded over to this team for temporary purposes, but as Rebecca tells Ted Lasso that if he decides to bench him yet again, that he will go back to his team if he is benched and does not play. So very interesting moment there. And this was probably my funniest moment because I'm a big basketball fan, especially Allen Iverson fan. We're talking about practice, not a game. Practice. I love that moment that we get with Jamie deciding not to practice due to an injury. But again, I thought that was the funniest moment because, again, we all know that infamous practice scene back in the day with Allen Iverson in the press conference. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up on YouTube, and you'll see exactly why that moment was hilarious. As we kind of move forward, we meet that new player. It was funny. So very early on, I had my thumbnails for the show. It was Roy, and it was another character, and someone had put a comment in there like, who is that other player? And I never thought of it. I just thought this was like an official poster. I'm like, I don't know who that player is. But we finally get introduced to that mysterious player, and that is Danny, who is filled with excitement. And not only is he filled with excitement and seems to be happy about joining his new team, but he's actually pretty good, which makes Jamie very jealous, to say the least. As we move forward, we find out from Keeley that Rebecca is the old Rebecca, and that kind of puts her in a certain mindset. Again, Rebecca is not only trying to destroy her team, but she's still a human being. We'll talk about Rebecca later on in this episode, but I feel kind of bad with her because obviously her and her husband had he was cheating on her and all that stuff, and I wonder if we'll get him back in more episodes. But the new Rebecca has replaced the old Rebecca, which again sits on Rebecca on her shoulders in regards to her plans for this team. As we move forward, by the way, I love the running joke of Ted Lasso confusing his words. Planned. I thought that was good. This show just has it's so organic and natural when it comes to these jokes. I thought that was hilarious. We get more Keeley and Roy flirting, as I said very early on. We know that I wish the show would just give them as a couple. It'll probably next week or maybe by the finale. This will be like their version of Jim and Pam, again, compared to The Office, but we know that they're going to eventually get together, but they're, flirting on the treadmills. He's reading a book, and she's talking about she's reading more books, and, last week he was really kind of flirting more with her, and this week she's flirting more with him, so inevitably that tension, that friction will come together, and they will be a couple, as I assume, but I might be wrong. We'll see, but I'm pretty sure they'll get together. But as we move forward, the new guy gets injured. We learn that the training room has a curse, which I love that whole explaining it, going to the bar and finding out the history of the curse. Again, this show is just so smart in regards to it's not just a soccer show. It has other characters. We meet more of the team in this episode, which I thought was pretty neat, but this curse really kind of brings the team together as we kind of see and move forward. Again, this show is funny. It's hilarious at times, but I love when we, get the moment where the team goes to the training room and they put all their kind of belongings that mean something to them and they burn it, right? They kind of let go of their past. And even so much so, this brings the team together that we get Jamie there. He's having a good time. Rebecca shows up. So I really love, again, it is funny as hell. It is some great entertainment, but I love when our characters can have dramatic moments, have an emotional moment. And we meet, like I said, we see a lot of the new team members. So I think that now the show is maybe starting to implement more characters to get more storylines, to get more into a season 2 for we can learn more of these characters. So again, really good, great balance like last week of comedy and drama, and this show is just doing it really well in my opinion. As we kind of wrap up, we see Rebecca inevitably does give Jamie back to the old team. Again, Rebecca and her plans. I thought that she was maybe getting on board last week, but no, she's back to her wanted to destroy her husband's team, wanted this team to be as bad as it can be. And we see for the very first time, Ted Lasso was not happy about that news. He actually kind of snapped at Rebecca, kind of caught himself, but it was the first time that we've ever seen Ted Lasso kind of speak up to Rebecca in that matter of her giving Jamie back to the team without letting him know. So just as Ted Lasso was pulling Jamie back in, kind of building the team around, friendship and trusting each other, Rebecca pulls the rug right under him. So it'll be really interesting as I kind of wrap up this review here, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But is this the last of Jamie? Will he come back? Will he get traded back? Will he get loaned back? I don't know. But like I said, it kind of sucks because Ted Lasso it was like Jamie was finally getting on board, but now he's going back to his team. So let me know what you all thought about this episode. Will Jamie be back? Will Rebecca continue to do her evil deeds to destroy this team? Will she be the new Rebecca? Will she have a new love interest? Let me know all your pros and cons in the comments below. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more of my Ted Lasso reviews coming up. We only got 3 episodes left, so make sure you tune in next Friday for my thoughts on the latest episode, episode 7. But also make sure you check out my Raised by Wolves review, Boys Season 2 review. I'm going to be celebrating my 3-year anniversary as well as a 5,000 subscriber mark this Friday at 6 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be a live stream, Q&A, Ask Me Anything, so hope you guys can tune in there. And of course, my Lovecraft Country recaps that I do on this channel. So again, thank you all for watching this review. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.